is presented.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame you a bit, and so am I in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But you still seem to be aware that there is something there.
Yes.
And therefore you truly are not an atheist.
Right.
And if whatever is there, I call it the Creator, the Great Spirit, the Great Mystery, God, love, whatever is there that connects you to a good life, a God life,
Mm-hmm.
a love life, then you connected. And I don't care how you've done it.
Right.
Because you've got three ways to go. Hate or love. Those are the opposites of each other. And in between.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in between, really you're in a pretty poor spot.
Yeah, and
That's what we talked about this morning.
Right,
He said, I know I'm lukewarm. That's where I've been all my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, you're in a poor spot. It doesn't mean unchangeable.
Right.
Lukewarm can be chilled to cold real quick. Or heated to hot real quick.
Right.
Compared to just being there, not in the in-between, but off-center to one or the other, If it was warmer than warm, it would take longer to turn cold if that's the way it's going to be. If it was colder than warm, but not cold, then it'll take longer to get hot.
Mm-hmm.
Just like boiling water.
Right. Okay. Well, that's helpful. That is helpful.
Look, I don't down you. I don't judge you.
Mm-hmm.
And I can guarantee you it is the Christ in me, not just my Nagal, but Christ in me, the God in me, and my touch with the great Creator himself, himself, the story, that tells me in my heart of hearts, I have no problem, I feel the love, and I know it's for you, and it's from him to you, and I feel your love of being analytical, a real, not so much a doubter, as a real, I've got to check this out before I come to my own conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's beautiful. God knows you love him in your way.
Yeah. I mean, I feel no, and I'm glad to hear you say that. I do think of myself at this point more as a little. I like to think of myself more of a questioner than a doubter. In other words, but the thing that I do think is a difference between us that we clearly articulated this morning is I don't yet, honestly, in my heart, have that hunger. That she does. She clearly does, and has for a long time. And I think until I get that that's going to make a big difference.
Well, when you go to the future, you may carry exactly the same load thought that you're carrying right now into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas she, here, has got more than she had in the future. She had the same kind of a walkway, but now she's got her feet and her hands in the pie. And so of the two Nagals that will go back home, hers is going to outweigh yours. You will always be the anchor, which she needs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, maybe it just occurred to me, maybe I'm there, maybe I'm this
As
way.
a safety net.
And also to make sure that once we're up there, we really know what it's going to take to communicate to the rest of these.
That's right, and you're pulling her back and her yanking on
yeah,
you,
yeah.
being stronger than you, you're a littler anchor, being stronger than you, it's still going to she's going to have to force the other part of your mind to charge ahead. It will be a slow, steady, growing process because the anchor is in you too.
Well, why don't you also speak to the question that you had this morning about the use of the powers and how that looks?
And that we were talking about last night,
Right.
too. Oh, okay. I mean, one of the things that I've always been a little unclear about, and meeting you, and it's this question has come up again, and Willow and I have talked about this too, and it's clearly it's something that she wrestles with and has for a long time, and has sort of made her own decision about. But anyway, the question boils down to, I guess, with the perceptions that you've got, the insights that you've got, and the abilities that you see. I mean, we've discussed this. Everyone has a lot of abilities.
Everyone has the same abilities.
Got the abilities. Most of us just don't realize it.
Right.
And therefore, it's as good as if we didn't have them, because we don't know we don't know what we're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
You've got these capabilities. It's an intriguing question to me why you don't. It's not why you're not out walking on water all the time, but why you are
more talk than action.
Yeah, why you're in the position of
right.
taking such gentle steps and being such a low profile in this world, and not
I'm
being,
not that low profile in the world. Again, I come as a teacher, not a doer. And
Okay.
The same thing with Art Bell. Go on TV and do it and prove it.
Right.
The same identical thing happened to Jesus Christ. Prove you're the Son of God. Well, you people don't know many of the people that I have over the years worked with. Cancer was healed. I didn't do it. I was just there. I did what I was told. It was healed. All right? Uncurable cancer instantly. A person that I'm not a doctor, and so I can't say definitely was dead, but it would surprise me if she wasn't, died at my feet. And I was told to do a certain thing, and an hour later, just about 60 minutes to the button, she was completely well and up dancing at the powwow, much to the amazement of about 24 people who was there when it happened. And Jesus said, you don't need any more proof. The people around me have seen this proof. I'm not going to stand up in front of the world and prove it. It's been done. And that's what he was telling the Sadducees and Pharisees. And you have to be around the group that was there when it happened, because I'm not here for show and tell. It's part of my own personal training, and frankly, it's part of keeping the ego down.
Well, that's what I was trying to explain to him, that he was having a
Yeah,
difficulty with.
it's just, I guess, I mean, it's just hard for me to see that, I mean, it's one thing to be an egomaniac, to become ostentatious, to become power hungry, to go on the real trip that many people, and we've discussed this in the last couple of days too, I mean, a lot of people who clearly start out as a good spirit and they have great insight and great ability, they get corrupted. They do, and they
We see it all the time.
clearly
As
go off.
TV preachers and stuff like that.
Right, they clearly go off the deep end, and they clearly become seduced by the dark side, and they begin using their powers and their gifts the wrong way, and there's no question about that.
Right.
But I guess the thing that
You're saying, Red Elk, you don't seem to have that problem, so why don't you pour it on?
And not even go, not even do anything huge and dramatic, but do
If I
something
don't
to make
anything huge and dramatic, I will have 1 and 2 people and 5 and 10 people and 100 people here, there, and everywhere. Prove it, prove it, prove it. I would be like a vaudeville actor going from place to place.
Right.
If it was proved actively before tens and tens of thousands, then it's done. But in those tens and tens of thousands that are watching it done, over half of them are standing so far back in the crowd, it's a trick. Surely he had a string or whatnot. Look, I give them the ability to prove it to themselves. And God has got the God's got the